Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. We're taking a look here at Near Protocol, seeing what's going on. I got a lot of questions here over the weekend. Should we take a long or a short with this coin? A simple way to understand it is it's not looking very bullish. I mean, majority of the market is in the same situation. We got Bitcoin dominance skyrocketing. Bitcoin dominance basically tells us a lot about how poorly altcoins are performing. Keep in mind that's the effect, not the cause of the issue, but the truth is Bitcoin's going up and altcoins are bleeding out. Basically, money's flowing away from alts going right into Bitcoin. And it's, no matter how much you might hear or, understand that there's talk about alt season, we're so far away from it, it's not even funny. We want to be up about 70% in Bitcoin dominance, and we're only at about 60 right now. Even though it's terrible and unfortunate, alts are just not going to be like monsters right now until that corrects itself, okay? So just keep that in mind. Having said that, let's go ahead and take a look at some important levels here. We'll pull up some liquidation, kind of see what's going on. We're going to pull up some trend lines here too, running moderately concurrent with some descending type of SMAs, and just generally speaking, we're going to see roughly what we're looking at here. So if you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. I'm going to draw out some Fibonacci retracement levels here too, kind of see where we're at. We're in that 0.618, that golden pocket support range, so we'll see if that holds, but the truth is it doesn't look like it wants to. Either way, thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like button, comment below if you get a chance. Otherwise, learn as much as you can regardless, and hope to see you again in the relative near future with other video analysis here. Again, I cover dang near every single coin in the market, just a matter of which ones at which times. Oftentimes I just cover coins that are highly requested because I want to make sure we get get people up to date as much as possible. So on the left-hand side, we got liquidation. If you're not familiar with this, maybe you're new to the channel. It's important to look at liquidation levels to kind of see roughly where people are hedged at, right? Do we have a lot of shorts, a lot of longs in certain areas? At this point on the macro here, or sorry, that's not the macro, this last week's worth of trading, we can see that there's a decent chunk between maybe about $3.50 and $4. Okay, it's kind of hard to see. That's why I like to have the monthly up as well. And we can recognize that there's a lot of liquidation here. We got some late longs at about $3.95 and or some previous longs that, oddly enough, still haven't secured profit. It's the weirdest thing. But yeah, people just keep taking longs and keep getting destroyed with this coin. It's not really the best case scenario. Again, folks, you keep throwing meat against the wall, it's eventually going to stick. But how much are you going to lose in the meantime, right? It's kind of a waste of money, really. So try not to take any longs with this coin right now. I know it seems crazy. It'll probably bounce instantly as soon as I upload this video, but the truth is, the way the alts are performing right now, it's just not a good consideration for longs, okay? So either way you look at it here, liquidation we can see pretty decent chunk. Each one of these bars is worth about 100 to 150 million. So we probably can estimate about 2 billion in liquidation between 360 and 395, okay? And the reason why that's relevant is just kind of letting us know the overall situation here that, too many people are in long positions right now. Market makers know that. They're going to sweep that lower level and turn it around as if it never happened. All the while, anybody who has a leverage trade of like 5x or higher is going to get most likely destroyed. Again, it's not a guarantee, just a statistical probability. That's all. Okay, now take a look here. Delta is, I wouldn't say too high for too long, but we've got a lot of people basically shorting. There's more shorts in the market than there are longs. And I know you're probably scratching your head like, wait, how is that the case? Well, truth is, there's a lot of people that have shorted from $5.40 to $6, and they're doing pretty well right now, okay? So the overall sentiment is that people are still bearish on this coin. And generally speaking, you want to go in the direction of the trend, okay? And the trend right now is pretty much down. Let's quickly look at the weekly, see what's going on here, and then just work our way down and kind of see we are down below the 50 and the 20-day SMA. That's generally construed as a bearish scenario. While the price could still run back up to the $5 range, I think there's a solid chance we're going to see some problems there. The 200, the 50, and the 20 are all hanging out right there. We can see we are now officially below 50 on the RSI. I guess we've been below for a couple of weeks, but at this point, mostly a bearish type of divergence. Stochastic swinging down, MACD is diverging, and there's no reason to consider a long based on the macro perspective here. Now, when we do take a look at the daily, it's a slightly similar situation here, right? Every single moving average is above the price action. You don't try to take a long into that. Until we break free from that, there's no reason to consider it. We take a look, of course, at the RSIs. We're under 50 on the RSI. We're not bottomed out yet, implying we have further downside potential. We've also got stochastic trying to bounce, but that's natural knee-jerk reaction to the divergence we're seeing here. We do take a look at TD sequential. We can recognize we're down to about a 7. So we've been running in the same direction for about 7 days straight. But the truth is we had a period of consolidation the last 2 or 3 days. So we're basically at a reset or a brand new starting point. What I mean by that is just that, we consolidated long enough in this range, it would make sense for the price to break down and run further, just based on the overall way that the market is shaping up here, or at least how the market looks in comparison with this coin. So RSI on the 4-hour time frame, we're getting closer to 30, so commonly we will see a pivot point there. Usually when you see the money flow index above the RSI, it's a positive sign, but you got to recognize that's factoring in the last 14 candles. So in this case here, that MF high is not really all that telling, doesn't tell us that there's money flowing in technically. While we do have more volume and overall volume flowing into the coin the last 14 days, there's a lot of buying and selling pressure right here in this massive candle, so that's going to throw things off a little. When you have really large candles, it kind of has a tendency of shifting that in a different direction. So me personally, on Mondays, the money flow index, I don't generally like to trust that as much. Okay. Either way, Bitcoin is trending towards 69,000. It could very well continue to move higher, but at this point here, what's Near Protocol going to do? Well, a lot of times I like to look at the smaller time frames. Let's just quickly look at the 15-minute time frame and see. We got a lot of buying pressure right there just now. But if we look at this here, right, this is Near Protocol and basically 15-minute candles. We're seeing lower highs, lower lows. What's Bitcoin doing? Higher highs and mostly higher lows, okay? So that's not really a good pairing. Would you agree? Would you confirm that Near Protocol's underperforming Bitcoin? So with all that, that macro looking pretty bearish, the smaller time frames telling us it's likely to continue lower, multiple divergences, and then on the hourly here, we've got an Ichimoku cloud here letting us know that there is not a single reason to take a long position right now. There's a lot of consideration for the price going lower. Okay, now what we want to probably do here is I'll draw out some support levels here. Again, we got our 0.618 golden pocket here. There's a chance we see a bounce, but a lot of times when you see these kind of patterns here, where the price action works itself into kind of a triangle where it's establishing lower highs and lower lows, it'll inevitably break to the downside. This is, no matter how you look at it, a very bearish sign. Okay. Now again, this is a pattern that's forming. Doesn't mean the price is going to break down because of the pattern. The price is going to break down, or at least it has a higher likelihood because of the fact that the price action is moving the way it is. Everything we've seen here so far is confirming that. That's why patterns exist. They're a result of the TA essentially, or everything kind of indicating the price should go lower, not necessarily the other way around. So try not to get that twisted. I know some folks are kind of like not really sure how patterns work, and they're more so just like secondary benefits versus the real reason to take a trade. So just be careful taking a trade based on patterns alone is really the bumper sticker there. The key takeaway here is we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attempts to break through this $4.15 range. It is now officially broken below, so the likelihood of the price action retesting this as a resistance is quite high, and going down lower is also quite high. That in combination with Bitcoin probably going to pull back here, even though there's a lot of bullish signs. I still feel like this is a bit of a fake out to trap late longs. I think that we're going to see Near Protocol pull back a little bit more. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll post a playout chart on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord, give you a perspective on that. If you're not familiar, it looks a little something like this, where I just kind of give you indications of what's going on with the market and how I see it, along with liquidation levels, etc. So some things to kind of help you make an informed decision. So by no means should you take a short position with Near Protocol just because I'm leaning towards it. You should take one because it's based on your own technical analysis, your own risk tolerance, and you feel comfortable and confident it's going to work out for you. There's no guarantee here. I mean, shorting the bottom carries a lot of risk too. It just feels like we're right on the edge of disaster, specifically with Bitcoin dominance being so high. And if altcoins don't remove their head from their ass soon, we're going to probably see the price action pull back. Under the impression Bitcoin doesn't ramp up towards 70,000 or higher, we will likely see altcoins like Near Protocol continue lower. Okay? It's just what it's telling us right now. Can that change? Absolutely. Be careful. And do not use high leverage or position size at this point. It's just not a good condition for the market. I appreciate you watching nonetheless. Thanks again so much for your time. I look forward to seeing the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.